Hi guys, so I'm back today with a little project share, and so first things first is this is for a swap that I joined over at Creating the Crafty Life. And this was a Tim Holtz crazy animal swap, and so this is kind of what I did. I used, this is kind of the packaging, so I'm going to go ahead and undo this. I haven't completely put together my packaging, but it is just some pattern paper, and the pattern paper that I used is actually this one right here, and it is from Momenta, and it is, does it have a name? I'm not sure it has a name. This doesn't have a specific name, but I took my inspiration from this thing. I wanted this paper. I wanted to turn one of the crazy birds into a peacock, and I thought that these were just the prettiest colors. So what I did is I hand dyed some seam bind. These are just flowers from my stash that I just secured to it. So hand dyed some seam binding, and this is a cut from my silhouette that I just cut out and put the pattern paper on it. I'll just untie it and I can retie this in just a little bit. And so inside is my tag, and I just used some acetate to there. So this is my tag. So what I did, let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit, is I took the Crazy Birds stamp, and I used my Dr. P.H. Martin's watercolors to watercolor the crazy bird. I used a blue, a green, excuse me, and a purple, and I just colored it, and then I hand cut it, and actually used a little bit of yellow for the beak, but also you guys can, I don't know if you can see that, but I painted over top of it with my Wink of Stella. These feathers right here were just white feathers I had in my stash, and again, I actually took my distress stains in wilted, let me see, sorry, I've got this whole entire mess over here. The three colors of P.H. Martin's I used actually were really nice with my distress stains. So it was Wilted Violet, Mermaid Lagoon, and then Cracked Pistachio I used to hand dye the feathers. So I took the feathers and I sprayed them, and then I blotted them, and then I used a soft toothbrush to kind of brush them out. There's still some white feathers in there, but I just created that for the tail of my bird. This trim is just trim from my stash, and I just layered it. This is I think some lace on a roll, like the sticky back lace from Daiso. I had two of these appliques that I just stacked on one another, and then added this rhinestone right here, and this is from, oh, what is the name of that company? Let me see if I have another package. The Eyelet Outlet. So I got that at Expo. Some hand-dyed seam binding, and so again I just actually for this I used the stains, the distress stains, and I dyed it, and then I just dipped it in water to kind of water out the colors. In the background you guys can kind of see is a hand cut stencil that I did, and it was one that I cut from my silhouette. Let me see if I can, I think I left it right over here. Looks like I might have, did I move it? Oh, that's weird. It's just one that I had some acetate, and I cut, oh, this is the eyelet one that I used. And the 12mm clear. But I thought that I had the stencil. I used my modeling paste, and then I also used some of the P.H. Martin's, And what I did was I put a little bit of the blue, a little bit of the green, and a little bit of purple, and I kind of smushed it a little bit, but I didn't completely mix it. And then I put it over top of the stencil. And you can see as I spread it, it kind of made mixed colors. I also used some lace from my stash, and then this is some paper, and it is from the paper company, and there's no name, but it is a embossed paper like that. And what I did was I just took a section and I tore the edges, and you can kind of see it a little bit. I wanted to give it a little bit of tattering. This is a stamp, and it is from, what is it? It is a Close to My Heart stamp, and it is from Picture Perfect, and it's one of the Cricut collections, and it was this. So what I did was I stamped it on some white cardstock, and I cut it out on my silhouette. I could have used the Cricut, but I didn't have it hooked up, so I just use my Pick Scan Mat, and then I glossy accented it. This sentiment is also from that same The Good Life. I used some of my tiny little Recollections flowers here and here just to add some more detail. And then this Enjoy is another cut from my silhouette, and I cut it out. I used the P.H. Martin's watercolors again and just kind of made it almost a tie-dye effect, and then I glossy accented over top of it. Now these little flowers right here, you can see have the little wooden beads, so I just replaced it with some of these sticky back jewels on there. Let's see what else. That's kind of it for the front. Now the back side, more trim from my stash, and then more of those flowers. This right here, you can kind of see a little bit more of the stenciling, and this was my first go at it. And what I did was I took some watercolor paper and I watercolored it, and then I did kind of the same stenciling technique over top, but it kind of blended in, but it was so pretty I wanted to use it. So what I did on the back is I added it to the back, but it is a hinge. Okay, so it opens up, and so this is just a little bit of lace from my stash, and then two more of those little sticky back jewels, some pearl trim right here, and then when you open it up, there is more of the pattern paper on the inside like that, and then the swap information, and then it actually will stand up. So if she wants to display it standing up, it actually stands up on its own, just like that. And it is magnetized, so I did add a little magnet in there. So that is my tag. Now I did want to send a couple other little goodies with it, and I went on a box making, because it's close to Valentine's Day, so I made some candy boxes, and again, cuts from my silhouette, just some trims and rosettes and pearls from my stash, some more. These are Wild Orchid Crafts, just another little bundle. And to take this apart, all she has to do is, it's just twisted on with their with the stems, so she just has to pull the, oh my gosh, pull the bow and it'll come apart. So I created that one, and then this one as well. So I wanted to use all three colors, kind of, so the green, the blue, and the purple. So this is my swap share. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have questions or anything like that, feel free to comment below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.